Hi ladies, with the holidays upon us and all that delicious, indulging food that we are going to be seeing everywhere, today I'm going to give you two, not just one, but two recipes that are going to nip that little craving for sugar that you have without ruining your diet. If you have been working so hard at eating well and you're feeling so healthy and you're feeling so full of energy and you just don't want to sabotage it with the holidays, this is going to be exactly what you need to just sort of take that edge off, get rid of that craving, and not ruin your healthy eating. So the two recipes I have aren't really different recipes. They just have two different ingredients in each of them just to make the taste completely different. So they're flourless and they are sugarless. One is a banana muffin and one is an orange cranberry muffin. So you would say, Carolyn, how could it possibly be sugar-free if it's a banana muffin? Because bananas clearly are the fruit with the highest amount of sugar. So if I was putting a couple of bananas into this recipe, it would have sugar in it, and a lot of sugar. So what I do use is banana extract. It tastes exactly like eating a banana muffin. You will really be surprised. And then for the cranberry orange one, you guessed it, I don't put orange juice in there, I use the orange extract. Makes it taste exactly as if I had put the orange juice in there, but I don't. And the reason you want to make your own muffins and you don't want to go out and buy the sugar-free, gluten-free ones that you see at the grocery store is because those ones are so full of chemicals and preservatives. This is good ingredients. Spend the extra money. Your health is really worth spending the extra money on the good ingredients. I like Bob's Red Mill for my almond flour, my salt. If you've watched any of my cooking videos, salt is really important, so get either Celtic salt or Baja gold salt. Yeah, you spend a lot more on it, and if you've been used to getting that table salt your whole life for, what is it, $1.19 at the grocery store, I mean, this is gonna be a lot more expensive, but it lasts a long time and it's worth it. And then even with my baking soda and baking powder, I get the Bob's Red Mill. You know that it has no added aluminum, it's gluten-free. The sweetener that I like to use in this particular recipe is the Monkfruit. And for the Greek yogurt, this is the one I get. Get whichever one you want, but just make sure that it's 100% grass-fed, organic. It also has 3 eggs in it, and just get good quality eggs that are pasture-raised, that are organic. Look for things like that when you're shopping. It's your health, so it's really worth the extra money to put into the foods to have good ingredients in your recipes. And then the oils that we are cooking with are really important. Like, we've heard all the evils of the seed oils and the vegetable oils, so obviously we're gonna stay away from that. Avocado oil is great for cooking with. So what I do is I take my little mini muffin tins and then I just spray it with the avocado oil. I also love using the silicone for baking. It's just so easy to pop the muffins out. I do still spray them with the avocado oil. So the first thing I do is I turn my oven on to 350 degrees, and now I'm just gonna spray my muffin tin. And then after I have it sprayed, I just put it on a cookie sheet so it's easy to put in and out of the oven. And for me, I much prefer baking with a scale. I just get a more precise measurement, but I will leave the recipe in the description box and I will leave both measurements for you. And I'm gonna make both of them at the same time. So I start by measuring out my almond flour. So depending on how you're doing it, you can do either 2.5 cups, or I'm gonna measure out 230 grams right into the bowl. So easy, it's less cleanup too. And since I'm making both muffins at the same time, I do the almond flour in both bowls at the same time, and then I do the sugar on both of them all of them at the same time, back and forth. It just makes it a little easier that way. I just realized I don't have my apron on, so I pulled out my Thanksgiving one. Helps me get festive and in the mood, and I will stay clean. So now I'm gonna add the baking powder and the baking soda. So 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of the baking soda. And I'm gonna use my baja salt today, and it's just 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm gonna put that into each of my bowls. And then for the sweetener, it's 3/4 cup, or it's 144 grams. So now that I have that all in there, I'm just gonna mix it up with just a spoon, and I'm just gonna try and break up some of the lumps because the almond flour will often have some lumps in it. So just try and break that up and make it as smooth as I can. So now I'm gonna do my 3 eggs, 2 bowls, 3 eggs in this one, 3 eggs in this one. Let me just crack those in there. And now to the eggs, I'm gonna add my Greek yogurt. So either 8 ounces, 1 cup, or I'm gonna do 144 grams. So I'm just gonna add 144 grams right into my eggs, and I'm gonna do it in both bowls. And still, I'm doing the exact same recipe for both. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and I'm gonna do that into both of my 2 little bowls of the wet ingredients. Okay, now here is where it's different. So in this one, I'm gonna make it my banana one, and I use 2 teaspoons of the banana extract. In this one, I use my orange extract, and I only use 1 teaspoon. So that's kind of like a taste thing. I think the orange is a little stronger than the banana, which is why I put more of the banana extract. And then after I mix them both in, the banana one, I'm gonna put some chopped pecans in there. You could also do walnuts. And then for the orange one, I'm gonna put some cranberries. Now, if you cannot find dried cranberries that are unsweetened, because it is so hard to find that, they want to sweeten cranberries. I get the fresh ones, so you can either put the fresh ones in, or if you're lucky enough to find the dried ones without any sugar, then use that. So I just take my little whisk them all up so it looks nice and smooth like that. Then I move on to my next one, and I just takes a minute to just get in there, break up the egg yolks, get a little arm exercise in there while we're at it. May as well multitask, why not? So at this point, it all looks exactly the same. So you gotta remember, this is my orange goes with orange, and then this is my banana, so I'm going to put my nuts with my banana, and then I'll put my cranberries with my orange. And I don't want to overmix it. I'm just going to fold it in just to make sure there's no more dry pieces when I'm done. It's such a quick recipe to do because everything just takes a minute. And then I'm going to add my chopped pecans. I got them already chopped, just one less thing for me to do. And now I'm going to add my orange one. And since I do have the unsweetened cranberries, I'm just gonna add the dried ones in. And that's 60 grams of the cranberries. And then I get one of these 1-inch little scoopers, which is the exact right size to fit in my little mini muffins. So if you are really determined that you really don't want to break your healthy eating habits throughout the holidays, if you're that one person at Thanksgiving that has the self-control to sit there and not eat any dessert, like you're gonna be so hated on. So it's nice to have something that you can eat. Nobody needs to know that it's flour-free and sugar-free and healthy. And if they taste it, they won't guess because it's delicious. So you're not like that weirdo that's not eating any dessert. So it is easily made, 24 of these little minis. I still have some left in there, so I'll probably make a few more when this batch is done. I'm making these muffins to bring over to my Mahjong group this afternoon, so I'm gonna make some of them bigger, just in case some people don't want just a little 2-biter. So I'm gonna take a scoop like that. It's very watery, by the way, so it's a little messy. So I'm gonna take about 2 scoops into each one. You don't wanna fill it all the way to the top, but maybe 3/4 of the way to the top. And it makes exactly 12 of the big ones, so there's none left over. I was also thinking, and I've never done this, but I think I might next time, along with the cranberries, wouldn't it be kind of good to put in maybe some pecans along with that, just to give it a little bite? Just a thought, I think that might be good too. I might try that next time. So let's take a toothpick and see how the insides come out. I think they're done. I think we're good to go. and they pop out so easily. So there's a pretty big little muffin top, and the muffin top is kind of the best part, right? And I like the ones on the side that are a little crispy. I think that is yummy. They're very soft. I would wait until they are completely cooled before taking them out. Don't try taking them out when they're hot. Let them cool completely in the muffin. I keep wanting to say muffin tin. It's not a tin, so muffin mold. A great idea is to make them and then freeze them so that anytime you have a little craving, you have them frozen in the freezer. So you don't have to go to all the trouble of making them. When you have that craving, you can just grab them real quick and just defrost them quickly, and you have a sweet treat. I would freeze them right in the silicone muffin trays. As soon as they're frozen, pop them out and just put them in a freezer-proof baggie, and voila, you have them anytime you want them. It's gonna last for 3 months. So my little mini ones took 15 minutes in the oven. My bigger ones took 20 minutes, but look, they came out like really very brown. Every oven is different. Get in there with your toothpick and check them to make sure that they're done. They come out clean. I made these in this oven here, and I just made these in my steam oven that I have in my pantry. Bottoms are nice and brown. So basically, it's the same muffin mix, the same ingredients, but just with the different extracts, it makes for a completely different muffin. They're both delicious. You're gonna love both, just depending on what calls your name. But I'm gonna bring both of these to my Mahjong group today. I have one friend who is celiac, so that's gonna work for her because it's gluten-free. And I have another one, she's not really pre-diabetic. She was pre-diabetic, but she's really been careful to avoid sugar. So she's gonna really appreciate this. And then the rest of them, they're so delicious, they won't care either way. They're just glad to have yummy treats. Happy Thanksgiving. I am truly grateful for each of you. Go have a blessed day. I love you. Bye.